Check 1, 2.
Go! Curious about real estate? Yes! Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need. Get over the fear and get started. This is the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show with your host, Michael Quarles.
Hello everybody, Michael Quarles with podcast number 114. Today we have the 5 questions sent in by investors. And remember, if you have a question you need answered, send it to support@bsffacademy.com. One more time, support@bsffacademy.com. Here we go. Question number 1. In cases when your real estate agent markets the property before the closing date of the original transaction, before the seller sells to you and the deal is closed, what text does the real estate agent need to put on the listing? It's just subject to the seller obtaining title. So that's an agent remark that's going to go in the agent only remarks, not in the public remarks. Again, subject to the seller obtaining title. One of the things that you're going to want to do is when you receive an offer, prior to accepting that offer, you're going to counter it with the contingency that it's subject to the seller obtaining title. So you don't want to get in a situation where you have agreed to sell a property that you don't yet own, and if you can't own it because maybe the transaction goes south and you can't buy it, you don't want to be obligated to the buyer. Question number 2. I saw a house today that I like, but the owner is asking too much. Plus, I would have to evict the tenant. The house is worth between $120 and $130, tops. He already has an offer for $90. I was thinking of offering him $91,500. I'm very interested to know what you think about this. Well, first of all, 70% of 130 is 91, so that's the very maximum, and that's assuming that it's worth 130. 70% of 120 is 84, so whoever is offering them 90 is already offering them too much money. And we do not like getting into bidding wars. The only people that lose in bidding wars are us. The seller wins in those cases. We do not want to get into a bidding war. And just because you like something doesn't mean you should buy it, okay? You should only buy it if it makes economic sense and it has a profitability that will cause you to perform your business model. So that's my thoughts on that. Question number 3. It took a while to find a title company in the area that does subject to. They said they could do it as long as it was indicated in the title policy. However, today they sent an email that said, so this is an assumption, correct? If so, please forward the approval from the bank. How do I best explain that it isn't a formal assumption? Well, you just explained it, that it's not a formal assumption. We're taking title subject to this voluntary lien. We realize that this lien will not be paid off and it will still encumber the property. And if they don't like doing it that way, then they don't know how to do a subject to and you need to find another title escrow company.
Thanks for listening to Buy, Sell, Fix, Flip. We'll be right back. Are you running out of leads? It's time you tried Yellow Letters at yellowletters.com. Get motivated seller leads through yellow letters, postcards, zip letters, typed professional letters, greeting cards, door hangers, and business cards. Yellow Letters is a full-service marketing company created with your success in mind. Get the personal attention you need to get your direct mail campaign started and get in touch at yellowletters.com.
And we are back in 3, 2, 1.
Question number 4. If a property I'm interested in buying is a rental and has a good tenant in it, would you recommend I purchase the property and keep it as a rental with those tenants or evict them so I can resell the property? Well, my goodness. It really depends on what your business model is. If you're a tenant landlord kind of thing, then leave them in there. I mean, they've been performing. If you're a flipper hoteler, kick them out. I mean, it's not that hard to decide. The only time that I decide to keep a house as a rental is if the cost of the house can be mitigated within 24 months or so by the rent income. So the total purchase price of the property, not just what my skin in the game is, but the total purchase price of the property, I can pay off by collecting rent from my tenant. Then I'm going to keep that property. That's the only time. Other than that, I'm going to kick people out. I'm going to charge the seller $750 if that tenant is not out, because I know that's the average cost of eviction services. Question number 5. When going through the script for the first time with the seller, how do we determine if they're motivated to sell? Is there a certain number they would need to come down to for their walkaway price that would determine if we could continue with the conversation or not? Yes. And that typically you want that to be at least 85% of what they believe the property is worth, minus the mortgage or the liens that are in place. So if that's what their walkaway money is, then I'd start there and make an appointment. I'd go out and see them because I know I can negotiate the other 15 to 20 to 30%. Or you can just do it all over the phone. You don't have to go out there and see them. But how do you know you have a motivated seller in the first place? Well, they say things like this. I have an appraisal for $159,000. I owe $115,000. If I could get $115,000, my loan paid off, I'd sell you the house. You'd sell me the house? Yes. Would you feed escrow to sell me the house? Well, yes. Can I take the property subject to the existing loan and you feed the property to close escrow? Yes. Well, that guy's motivated. Okay, that's how you determine if it's motivation or not. All right, because he said yes, 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 yes. We ask them a series of questions. They say they qualify themselves like Horseshack on Welcome Back, Carter. They raise their hands, say pick me, pick me, pick me, and we pick them because they're asking us to. It's not hard to determine motivation in a seller because they're telling us. They're absolutely falling off that tree into our bucket of apples, and they're ripe, and they want to be gobbled up, guys and gals. It's not that hard. The ones that tell you, I want more for my property than it's worth, I don't care if I sell it or not, blah, 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 those are motivated people. So we get them off the phone so we don't spoil the future benefit of them becoming ripe and motivated. I hope I didn't sound like I was grouchy today. I'm not grouchy today. I'm just having a good morning. And just remember, if you guys want to hear actual deals, how they sound, how motivated sellers sound, listen to those daily deals. I mean, they're on the Academy site. I think that's gold. I mean, I don't know. I think my coaching program is pretty cool. Other than my coaching program, I don't know anything that would be better than that to listen to learn how to buy houses and real estate and make profit out of it. So let's recap. First question, what do you say on the listing subject to seller obtaining title? Got to do that. Always do that. Question number 2, saw a house today that I liked. They were wanting too much. Don't buy it. Don't get emotionally involved in real estate transactions. Only buy the ones that are profitable, that fit your business model. If your business model is buying it 90% on the dollar, 90%, then that's your business model, but don't get emotionally involved. Our job is to find sellers who want to sell at a discount. Question number 3 was the title company and subject to. I don't think this title company understands what subject to is, so I would punt and go find another one. Question number 4 is about buying it with someone in it that's a good tenant. Do I keep them in there and keep the property, or do I evict them and sell it? Well, that's all up to your business model. That's all that is. That's an easy question to answer. You just have to ask yourself. Question number 5 was, how do you determine motivation? They absolutely tell you, guys and gals. They absolutely tell us. It's a crazy phenomenon that someone with equity will give us that equity so that we will take their pain away, and their pain of owning a home is sometimes more painful than the profit or the equity they have in it, and they're just going to let us know that. So, yeah, fall forward. Great questions. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Get more info and stay in touch at michaelquarles.com.